Ooh, the water's looking good, but man, it's kind of cold out here.
I know, just what you need.
What? What is that you said? What? Oh, a new CFA hoodie. Of course, that'll keep me warm. Yeah, now we can get some fishing done. Yes. Man, it's beautiful out here today. It's a little bit windy, which that can definitely affect you when I'm throwing really light jig heads. I got some really small lures I'm starting out with. The leaves are changing, the water is dropping here, so there could be some fish that they get in these channels and congregate. And like I said, a lot of species will swim upstream, so even largemouth. I'm not really looking for largemouth, but I'll take them. So this is the first spot, hopefully the only spot, but if we don't catch much here, we got a couple more places to go. We got 2 light rods, a TFO 6.6, Lose Light 6.4, and let's start with TFO. I got 10-pound braid, 6-pound leader line, a 1/48 ounce jig heads, and got a panfish assassin on it. So we got a little bit heavier, but still, this is a pretty light lure. But I can throw it fine on this rod. Feels cool with the braid, or it feels different with the braid if you're not used to fishing ultralight with braid. It's a different feel to it. Oh, I had a hit. Something right there. Oh, that's a fish. Not bad. Yeah, we got a crappie. There we go. Wind was kind of blowing my line, blowing some slack in it, so I didn't feel it right away. Not a keeper, but there's my first crappie of the fall. I think it's a black crappie. It's real pale looking. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. Crappie and species like that, yellow bass, white bass, different sunfish, bluegill also get active and stuff. A lot of them get eaten a lot during this fall time of year. Oh, I had a hit. Okay. I'm trying to get my lure to stay right in that zone where I caught that first one, but the wind's like just blowing it away. I might have to go a little heavier jig head right here. Sure. What is that? A golden shiner. Well, that's another species that kind of move up in these little areas. Wasn't one I was thinking of though. And they got small mouths. That's probably why I wasn't getting hooked up on him. I just, well, barely got him hooked. Well, that's number 2. We came out for multi-species, so more the merrier. Golden shiner. Who knows? It could be a little congregation of different fish. I've caught fish before the last few years. This is an area where I've come and caught different species, so I kind of know that they get in here, so that's an advantage. And there's another one. And are we going 3 for 3? We are. Bluegill, 3rd species, 3rd catch. All right, 3 catches, 3 different species. This is couldn't have planned it any better than that. Oh, fish on, fish on. And we're back to a crappie. Okay. Little guys. I don't know if I've ever caught really big ones here, but they get a lot of little ones in here. Yeah. Okay. It's not too bad. I'm just kind of, the wind is blowing my lure, but I'm just kind of letting it drift a little bit as it kind of blows my line, but it's not blowing it too bad. And this is only, it's probably only 3 foot deep. Probably not very deep right there. Oh. All right, they're hitting it pretty good. Oh, bluegill. Let's see. A lot of times bluegill, sometimes it's easy to catch them when they're hitting like this, but there can be days where they're barely pecking anything. They won't even try to get anything in their mouth. But today, these little guys are really trying to eat it. There's something going on up there. Definitely some action, some little bluegill or some little fish hitting at something over there. When the water gets a little lower, I can walk the banks and kind of hit these little areas, but right now can't walk it. I could maybe try to get a kayak in here. I've always wanted to do that. I've never done it. And then this is the Lose Light 6'4". I got 4-pound fluorocarbon and a trout magnet with a 1/64 ounce jig head. So even lighter jig head, so it gets blown around easier. But if there's a lot of littler fish, like a lot of those little bites I had, I should be able to get them, they should, be able to get this in their mouth a little easier. Sometimes it makes a big difference between catching, a few fish and catching a lot of fish, just a little bit of downsizing. This rod's probably, oh wow, yeah. And yep, golden shiner. Yeah, they're little, they got that smaller mouth. Oh, dang, he's off. He ate that pretty good. This rod's I don't know if it feels stiff or not, just because I'm using a slider jig head. It's probably made, like I'm throwing this jig head fine, but it doesn't flex as much as an ultralight. Oh yeah, there we go. I saw that fish come eat it. Wow, he just came up and ate it differently. I've been throwing it through there several times. I think I've had some hit at it, but like I said, with the wind, when it blows your lure faster, sometimes the fish will just peck at it instead of just eat it. Another crappie. That's a good, healthy looking one too. Just probably another 7-inch or so. They gotta be for legal size, not that I'm keeping any. You gotta be 10, I think it's 10 inches. 10 inches to keep. All right, let's go over to the other side. Oh, I had a hit and I got it. Came back. Oh yeah. Let's get those crappies. It's amazing like with 4-pound line and that other rod, like you can feel bites, but when you have braid, it's just a different, like, oh wow. It's just more solid and more firm every time something bites. Wow, that's 2 in a row right there. It's about that time of year, crappie time. I don't even know how to find crappie in the summer. I'll never catch one. But as soon as it's nights start getting cold, I know that I can find them in these places. And I mean, there's fish in these kind of channels all year, but when the water starts going down, it's getting cold and it's getting smaller. Like they don't have as much room, but it's just what they do. They swim out of the rivers and lakes, wherever they're coming from, start going up these creek channels. The fall transition happens to more than just largemouth. The fall transition is for, I guess, probably every fish. I mean, I don't know, some fishes may not do anything different, but most do. Oh, like that, I just thumped it. Yeah, they're in there eating. There's a bunch of crappie over here. They are eating it too. Like I felt that one just thump it. He sucked it in. Now get out of there. There we go. All right, one more, and then I'm gonna change up something. I'm putting a 1/16 ounce jig head, and we'll just go with a regular 2-inch Bobby Garland. And 1/16 ain't real heavy, but for me, it's kind of like it's kind of a heavier size, but really it's just normal. But it's just got a bigger hook on there, so I'm kind of hoping for more of those crappie. And crappie got a bigger mouth; they can still get that in their mouth easy. Oh, yep, second cast. Oh, dude, yeah, a little heavier. I think I got a bigger fish. Yes. Oh my goodness, that's a nice one. A little heavier jig head, get down a little deeper, get a little bigger fish maybe. That would be close to a keeper size. It's a nice. This guy's in here eating. All right, I'm not keeping any. And I may do some catch and cooks some this fall. I say that all the time, and I usually don't do very many, but I really think it's cool to do. Just a matter of making myself do it. Oh, that's not a fish. And then somehow I got snagged. Another crappie. Definitely feel like I'm getting more crappie on this side. I also feel like the wind's died down a little bit too. Maybe that's just helping me keep my lure slower and kind of in position. Hey, I'm getting bites. Oh, they're in there. I'm getting some hits down there. I just need to let it sit in there. Let them just get it all the way. Yep, that's good. Come here. That's another nice one. That'd be close to 10 inches, I'd say. Yeah, he may be 9, maybe he'd be on the line there. Oh. Man, they're down there. I'm making like 3 or 4 casts, and that's probably another keeper. 3 or 4 casts to a bite, but when I get one, they're like good ones. That one's definitely bigger. Well, right around the same size, I'd say, as that last one. Just on the edge of keeper size. Oh man, I got thumped on that one. What was that? Really surprised I ain't caught a largemouth out here yet. All right, we were only here 1 hour, caught a bunch of fish, but I got another place I want to go check out. Man, we are getting lots and lots of armadillos. Just a few years ago, we didn't have any. Let's continue. We're going to another creek. All right, just stopped going over here to spot number 2. And it's out there in the wind again. But I'm gonna fish some more water under the bridge, and you probably didn't know this, but that was the first name of my channel. I called it Water Under the Bridge because I was always fascinated about, like, you know, all these, every time you drive over this water, like, what's under it? And just goes to show you, like today, it could be all kinds of different fish that you're driving right over, and Plus there's like access there, so. But I changed it to Creek Fishing Adventures, and that's worked out pretty good. So let's go see what's in this water under this bridge. Whew, come on, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fish this one very much. Unless there's just some really hungry fish in there that are just coming up and slamming it. Because that wind is ripping through here. Oh, what is that?
That's a large spider.
Oh,
Oh, you got one.
we got something.
Sweet.
What is that? That's a bass.
No, yeah.
Wow. I was fishing that thing super slow and just like off the bottom.
That's a good sized bass for
That's
this
a
creek.
spotted bass too.
Yeah.
Kentucky spot, probably.
Almost looks like a Coosa, but they don't have the little lines on the belly.
He does, doesn't he? He's got some weird colors to him. Well, we moved down and just we're doing some casts. Dude, that may be part Coosa. Unless, I don't know.
Well, I mean, he does have the spots on the belly too.
Look at
yeah.
the eyes. The tail's different.
It could be like a
He's got something going on. Can you take a picture of that? Yeah, check out this guy and tell me if you think he's maybe part Coosa. Look at his eyes. I can't remember if the spots have that little white mark behind their eyes. The way his blotches look a little bit different, but it definitely could be part. But he does have a tooth patch. So,
I caught spots, Coosa, rock bass, largemouth. So
actually, the tooth patch isn't very. It's and then people say tooth patch, it's that little spot right there. Ooh. I mean, look at those teeth. Oh man, when you look at it like that, it looks like they got giant teeth.
I bet that does have a little bit of Coosa in him because of those.
Oh, my bad. I really hate fishing in the wind, but especially if you're finesse fishing or like light or ultralight fishing, it's like the worst thing. You can't do it really, because especially when I'm throwing real light jig heads, my lure's falling in, the line's catching the wind, and it's not even like going into the water. So the wind's picked up. I've gone to 2 different spots, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get any more fishing in right now. I am really excited to see those crappie, what else we catch? Bluegill, crappie, golden shiners. But it's so fun to like go to these little spots, especially with a little light, with a small lure, and you can catch a bunch of different things. So glad to see those different fish moving in. My next ones I like to catch are white bass, yellow bass, skipjack. I think I had a hit from a skipjack at the spot I was just at, but those are more other fish that like the fall time, they kind of get active and getting all the kind of these little creek channels, and I like going for them. So those 2 rods I use, I'll leave the information in the description, because I know a lot of people always ask me what I'm using, and I try to leave some of the information in there and links to how you can look them up and see what they're like. Well, thanks for watching. Guess I'm gonna go edit some videos, because this wind is getting a lot rougher. Unless it dies down later, then I might get back out.